Welcome to the first episode of the movie show where we are talking about movies. It's a show.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't want to fuck around with, are we going to curse on this show?
Absolutely. I think we both just naturally curse.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, it's hard for me not to curse sometimes, especially if we're talking about movies. I can't not.
I'm going to get passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm going to say whatever
like,
the I want.
Okay.
I'm
R
sorry.
rating. We just moved up to R rating.
Sorry.
No,
okay,
I love it.
We'll beep those out. We'll beep those out.
But yeah, Allie just got off a plane, like literally this morning.
Yeah, and I haven't really slept, so I'm like running off of caffeine right now. But I feel great.
It's perfect.
Honestly,
you feel great?
I feel great.
I'm invigorated. She came in here. She made my room look amazing.
We did it together.
We set everything up. It looks great, and I'm feeling super excited now.
No, yeah. We had no idea like how we were gonna make this work, but like we threw this shit together like fucking we did that.
We really did.
We have so much to get into right now.
For real.
We just saw MaXXXine in theaters. On our own separate time.
Haven't spoken about it at all. We're saving it.
We kind of have, but it's like when we slightly get into it, we're like let's save it. I want to hear your opinion because she's the reason why I watched this movie in the first place. I'm going to be so dead ass. I didn't like X. Pearl.
You didn't like Pearl either.
Pearl was better. I liked Pearl better than X because I felt like it had more of a storyline to it, and it did make X feel more like it had a purpose. But I definitely, when I saw X, I felt like it was just overrated in my opinion. Like I can appreciate it. I think it was made for its audience, but
I just dumb bitches like you.
Bitches, no. I just, it's not like my type of horror, I guess.
I get it. Okay, so honestly, for me, I feel like I liked it, and I'm honestly the type of hater ass bitch to not like anything that's hyped up.
Yeah,
and that sounds so annoying, but I just genuinely don't like it. Like I usually don't like it. But I think it just hit perfectly in the fact that it's 70s. It's like based around porn. Like one of my top 3 favorite movies is Boogie Nights. It felt very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, the setting definitely. I do really like that, like country, you know. And I can't really speak too much on X because I feel like I would have to rewatch it. Mm-hmm. But it was just, after finishing watching it, I didn't particularly feel like taken back or anything. It was just like a decent watch. But I think because of how people were reacting to it and like my reaction, I feel like it made me feel like I liked it less almost because of the contrast between like how much attention it got, but then like how I felt after watching it, you know?
Right. No, I feel that. And honestly, I think that a big reason that I liked it is because Mia Goth is such an inspiration for me now. I know she's canceled now, but...
Wait, why is she canceled? I didn't know she was...
We have to get into that.
Okay.
But like for me... Okay, so she co-wrote Pearl. She played 3 parts. Both of those movies were filmed at the same time.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And she plays the old woman. She plays MaXXXine. She plays Pearl. She played all of those parts at the same time.
Oh, wow.
The movie was made for only $1 million, which is like crazy for a movie. They made like 8 to 10 million on the first movie. So to me, it was just such a big inspiration as someone that like wants to maybe make a movie or be in a movie, that I think that's why I liked the movie. Because I'm like,
it is
for $1 million and to make 2 movies at the same time, those movies like are good.
Yeah.
Like, for what they are.
Oh,
no
absolutely. I definitely can see like how they made the most out of what they had. It definitely, you can kind of tell it's like a lower budget film. Yeah. But yeah, like they did the thing. It fits
the tone too, which is what I liked about all the movies. Like the first one feels like a 70s thrown together slasher. The second one, I definitely feel like it was given the vibe of that time. Yeah. And then MaXXXine, the biggest saving grace for
is the aesthetics.
Is that it fits the tone of an 80s movie. Like anything that I have to say against it, I'm like, okay, well, 80s movies are kind of like...
I feel like the fashion in X... Like it's set in the 70s, but I feel like they could have done better with the costume design. It felt like they bought replica 70s clothing. And I feel like if they wanted to go the 70s route, they should have went all the way and like made it with actual authentic 70s pieces.
Interesting. honestly, I never noticed it. And I think that the reason it works to me is because they kept it very casual. Like, sometimes I always compare subtle. Shit to like Stranger Things, where I'm like, it's like OD, and it's like the 80s didn't look like that. The 80s looks like more brown. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like every single piece is everybody's super curated.
So like eccentric. Casual. It was a lot more subtle in day-to-day life over there. Yeah.
I feel like that worked for me. I feel like we're like so serious right now. We're like, we're critics.
Yeah.
Our opinion matters.
We'll go in and out. You know, it depends on, what we're into. But
no, but we haven't talked about this at all. So.
I feel like, okay, but fashion, since we're on the topic of fashion, I feel like the aesthetic in MaXXXine was definitely my favorite. Out of the things that I really take away from these films, that is what I kind of use to rate it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really care about the story, to be honest. The story we'll get into later, but it's the fashion and prosthetics. Okay. Especially if you're going to do an 80s film. Those are the two things that I think MaXXXine is my favorite. I'm saying it.
Wait, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
I know. That's why.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say at all.
I know. That's why when I told you, like, we're on different pages, and I texted you after I watched the movie, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this because you said you didn't. That was your least favorite, and for me, I was like, actually,
easily my least favorite.
My favorite.
I think we should watch all of them. We should go watch MaXXXine again. I'm going to say it right here. I'm reviewing this movie and I missed the first 5 minutes, which honestly ruined my entire experience.
Of MaXXXine?
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course. Because, okay, now we need to get into it because the first 5 minutes, this is what pissed me off about the movie. It felt like they just threw the video in the beginning just so that at the end they could just be like, oh yeah, it was her dad the whole time. But it's like, why is that significant to me? I feel like the killer should have been someone that I'm at least like trying to guess who it is. Like they should have made it like, oh, the killer is like the director, and maybe she was like trying to like scare her in her life to like prepare her for the role to like make the
kind of like a Shelley Duvall kind of thing.
What do you
mean?
You're
saying like,
yes, exactly.
Like a Kubrick kind of thing.
Exactly. Like, she was like curating.
Like forcing her to.
Yeah, to get her ready for the role so that it would benefit the director in her movie. Like,
wait, you should have.
I should have fucking wrote the movie. I'm telling you, right? I already had a better ending.
Wait, but I have to say that I think that this is kind of like a Kill Bill style movie where the movies are one movie and you can't watch one without the other. And I feel like these three go together. Like, this is one movie kind of thing.
The whole thing.
I mean, I think more so because the first two were filmed together. I was like, oh, these go together.
But you can watch the last one without watching
No,
Pearl.
You can, but I'm saying that it makes more sense that it was the dad if you're kind of like, yeah, the Pearl was just a really long flashback. Now we're back to the first storyline, basically continued. And the whole reason that she went to do porn is because she escapes this religious upbringing with her dad. Now her dad sees that she's doing porn. How is a dad that's like super religious and nuts that she escaped going to react to her doing porn? I don't know. I thought it made sense.
But wait,
I thought it made sense, but the storyline to get there was not good. The writing of the last movie was just not good.
It was not good.
It was not good. And I think that the only thing that to me made it okay-ish is that I'm like, 80s movies are corny to me, and they kind of run like that. Oh. And they kind of are like really fast at the end, like everything resolves really quickly at the end.
Okay,
that's how like all the 80s horror movies that I've seen are. Like,
I really, really love 80s horror movies, but I guess I haven't really thought about like the storyline plot of it. Where I can agree. Like sometimes it is like a lot of like build up, and then at the very end, and it's like
yeah. And that's how I felt like MaXXXine was, and I was like, I can't tell if they were doing that intentionally because that kind of makes it good to me.
Yeah, that's would make it better.
That's where I was so conflicted because I was like, okay, the first one is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it really is so authentic to how I feel like that movie was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now this 80s movie, like where the cops come in and everything just happens at the end, I'm like, it's pretty accurate to an 80s movie. But and they really were. I think the missing piece though was that in both the first ones, like, there was a lot of showing like how the movie is made. You're seeing the director. You're seeing the behind the scenes. And then this last one, she's on the set of a movie. I never saw her act once. Like, for that movie that she got cast for.
You know what? Like, you really don't.
It was so missing to me because I felt like these movies are like a love letter to movies, which is also kind of why I liked it. Like, they really are, especially this one was a little bit forced, like just like talking about the Scream Queens and talking about movies and doing a lot of referencing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, show you making the movie. The movie was very short. It felt like it was like an hour long. I was like,
the movie was short. Yeah.
It could have been 30 minutes longer. And I think it would have been better for it.
Yeah, she wasn't like doing any of the acting for it was called The Puritan, right? The Puritan 2 or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that would have been cool if they like showed her like actually on set making another movie, like an authentic 80s movie.
They just showed her be on the red carpet and all that. I'm like,
yeah, at the end.
It was awkward.
Yeah, it didn't feel like fulfilling when you saw that.
I was like, okay, but I didn't see her do anything for it. I mean, listen, I like cult shit, so I was very about the dad having this whole cult of people. Yeah. And like all of that I thought was really cool, but
I just feel like I wish they had more of a build up to it, or like there was just more around his character or like what he's doing. I don't know, like at least something to hint to it. I kind of
none of the characters were developed at all. None
nothing.
Of them. Oh, exactly. Wait, this is something that I want to say directly to the camera.
Say it.
Fuck Halsey. Why the fuck was she in that movie?
Why the fuck was she?
Why was she? I wanted her to die so badly.
Same. When she died, yes! I was like, yes! When she, especially how quick it was, I was like, thank fucking
God. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. When I saw her name in the title, like in the intro, I was like, oh no.
I just can't take her seriously at all.
Why were they doing
I saw her and I immediately thought of that mall video where she starts singing, "Where are you?" Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
I haven't. You'll show me afterward.
I think people know.
But when she was talking, I don't know why I thought they were in New York.
Right. No, why did she have that accent?
Yeah.
She's not good at the accent.
So said every bad girl in Hollywood.
I couldn't understand what she was saying at all.
They're in California.
I was like, what?
What is the line that she says? I can't even remember.
I don't even remember. I tried to block her out.
Dolls out here. I'm like, is this like the 1920s? Just like in New York? What is this shit?
I don't like walking out here with that freaking Night Stalker guy in the loose.
What the fuck is going on? Even the way they were dressing, it felt very New York. Even like where they were walking, 100%. It was very New York.
I thought it was going to be New York from the trailer.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden they're actually in LA the whole time. It was confusing.
It made no sense. That character and then her friend character, there was so much potential there. He was really a cool character. Yeah. I'm like, what? It was just so quick.
What I liked about this movie though is that they did kind of stay true to the like 80s slasher vibe. Mm-hmm. What pissed me off about Pearl was like the axe scene when she's chasing her. Mm-hmm. And if that's a kill scene, I feel like there's no excuse to not show the person actually getting stabbed or hit. And when she was like going to fucking axe her and the girl was like just like gracefully, like as if she didn't get hit. Like, bitch, if you got hit with the axe, you're on the floor in the first one.
Yeah.
But like you don't even see the cut. Like, I mean, you do when she falls on the floor and then she cuts her arm off, whatever. But which that's the good part. But when she was chasing her, it looked too silly. But I feel like in MaXXXine, they actually showed the kills. Like they showed the cuts. Like there was a few scenes where I was like, ooh.
The MaXXXine, when she stomped his balls.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going. That was awesome. I loved that. I loved when the girl, the Puritan girl, the one that did the screaming.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. But when
Lily
her head fell down the stairs, I was like, that's cool. And you saw her arms coming out of the... Like, I just think in terms of prosthetics and like what I'm looking for, which is like...
You're right.
You know, the makeup and everything. Even the part when she
has her head on top of the bed.
Yes, the head on the bed at the end. I was like, thank you for adding that. Thank you for adding the scene where she has like the goop that's like
I love that scene. I was feeling so claustrophobic and like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I felt like I was suffocating.
Yeah,
I was like, that's going inside your nose. You're dying right now. I think in terms of story, Pearl's the best one. Mm-hmm. In terms of like an overall experience, because I don't really feel for the characters and the story in general, in my personal opinion. So yeah, that's why I like MaXXXine the most, is because I feel like it shows the most in terms of like it actually like the killings.
You're right.
And It feels more fun. I like the aesthetic more. I feel like they show so much more of that era that they're depicting. Even like the editing style, and they showed like the streets. It wasn't just them and their outfits.
Right.
It was like
they had more money.
They had more money. They definitely did. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like exactly what you were saying before is how I feel about MaXXXine, because I've been waiting for this movie. I mean, I was her character from this movie for Halloween. Yeah. So I've already
Let's show pictures of that, by the way, because you fucking slayed that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, but I've been anticipating this movie for over a year.
Yeah.
So now it's overhyped in my own head. Yeah. And now she's doing interviews like talking about how this one's so different and this one's going to be the best one. And It was so overhyped to me that I came into this movie being like, okay, they have money. This is not low budget. They had writers.
I hate that shit.
This movie's gonna be blow me out of the freaking water. Yeah. And then I was kind of like, nah.
Yeah, I think everybody felt that way. I had a friend that went to see it, and they also were like, this is the worst one. And so I went into it actually having low expectations and came out of it feeling better about it. Yeah. Honestly, like I was still disappointed, but I was like not as disappointed as I thought. I think that's why maybe I didn't like X as much, was for the fact that I went into it thinking it was gonna be really good because there was so much hype about it. But then with this one, I went into it thinking, because I already saw the other two, that's not gonna be that good. But then I actually liked it more. Yeah. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think I'm like just really like Mia Goth.
Yeah.
And I think she's so hot, and I'm like so obsessed with her.
She is very hot. I don't really know anything about her outside of this role and her marrying, or not marrying, but having kids with Shia LaBeouf.
I think they are married.
They are married.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also,
which is interesting. Do you think FK Twigs is watching these movies? Absolutely not.
Hate watching. No, yeah, maybe she doesn't even hate Mia. She probably thinks she's a victim.
She probably feels sorry for her.
Yeah. She's like, he's your problem now.
Yeah. I'd be happy to pass the torch.
No, for real.
After dating that guy. He's a freak.
I know. And I loved him so much.
Really? In what? Even Steven?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that show that much.
I also loved Honey Boy. And I thought he had such a good redemption. Like, to me, I was so convinced that, like, he's one of the only people that got canceled for genuinely good reasons that actually admitted to it, like, went and got help, was like saying like I did terrible shit. Like he doesn't say he didn't do it. Like he feels horrible about it.
That's all you could ask for.
And then he came out and made Honey Boy, and it was kind of like showing, which I don't think it was an excuse, but it was like, this is kind of how my life was. Like his life was fucked. Like he was raised by these people and kind of used, and he was like raised basically like by carnies and like all that shit. I don't know if you know how he got Even Stevens. Like he like called and pretended to be an agent and did all this shit. Like he had like a crazy upbringing. So like
so Honey Boy, you said, is based on him?
It's based on him, yeah.
Wow, that's
he wrote it. Oh, but so a lot of people are just like, I mean, it's up to you if you forgive someone or not. Obviously,
it's kind of like similar to like the Drake thing, Drake Bell, where it was like he was getting canceled for shit, but then like you saw like the
explanation, yeah. But
what was it called? I don't care.
Quiet on the Set.
Yeah. And then I feel like everybody kind of forgot about the shit that he did, or not forgot about it, but like it's like more understanding.
Well, people were like, you can't forgive Shia LaBeouf because he beat FKA Twigs like badly, and he gave her an STD. Yeah,
like for life.
Yeah, I think she got herpes or something. But I'm also like, I mean that sucks, but also like 1 in 4 people have it.
Dude, she.
I mean, actually, I don't know if that's what she got though, so I'm not saying that's not terrible, because I would like, dude, if you're in a serious relationship and then all of a sudden you're like, I have an STD because I got cheated on, that's crazy.
No, that's actually insane. And in that case, like I don't know that much about it. I just know that she was like suing him or something, and like he did hit her, but I didn't know how severe it was or anything.
It just sucks. It's gray area, because you know a lot of people are like, oh, like mental illness awareness until someone does something mentally ill. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like, but who knows? He could still be a shitty person. So I don't know if you heard the stuff with Mia Goth. I really didn't look that much into it, but apparently on the set of MaXXXine, she, which I don't even know the logistics of this, kicked an actor in the head and then was like making fun of him.
What the fuck? Okay, that's gotta be a rumor.
But I'm like, that sounds like a freaking Looney Tunes. Like, what?
And like,
how is she making fun of him?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, what is the joke?
I I don't know. I was just like, what? But then everyone's like confirming. They're like, no, she did do that. And I'm like, what?
Unless they're spreading that rumor just for the simple fact that like they just want to like rev up the movie.
People really don't like that she's married to Shia LaBeouf. I'll tell you that.
Oh, so you think
Not
like
a good PR
so maybe
move
they
for
think
her.
that the traits are like she's like passing it on
Like,
to other people.
Abusers.
They're both abusers, or he's abusing her, so now she's abusing other people to make herself feel better.
That's tea.
That's fucking tea.
That's fucking tea. But I mean, whatever. We don't care about that.
Yeah,
we're just gonna talk about
she
reviewing
still
the
looks
movie.
hot, you know.
She's so hot, and I'm sorry, I like her voice. Everyone's hating on it, but in this movie, can we talk about how her accent changed?
Did it?
I don't know. To me, I felt like I was like, did
was
you
like
forget
extra.
how you did your American accent? It sounds so different because she's British.
I'm gonna be 33 years old pretty soon, and in hardcore women, it's like bread, not wine.
My thing about like her accent that I kind of didn't like is why is her accent the exact same as Pearl? Like they're different characters. I feel like that kind of is confusing.
Well, I feel like they're supposed to be like one and the same.
I know they're trying to like draw parallels, but it's still kind of like it's the same person and it's the same accent.
I've never liked when someone plays two people. It's always so goofy. I think
Not even Nutty Professor?
I never watched that.
Okay, continue.
The only reason that doesn't bother me that much is because they're not in the same movie together.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when you, like, where people are talking to themselves, like, in a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen Adaptation with Nicolas Cage. That one works for me, and it's serious.
I haven't seen that. No.
It has funny elements, but it's, like, definitely, like, surrealist kind of comedy. It's very weird movie.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage, we are going to be seeing Long Legs, and we're going to be talking about it and posting content. I just feel like this is a good time to plug it in. Like,
follow our TikTok, follow our Instagram.
Yeah, subscribe so we can do more of these.
Yeah, we have to fly.
I just flew here from Virginia. She lives in Florida. But we're really passionate about doing this, so you know,
we really are. This actually just worked so well. Like, I haven't posted a YouTube video in over a year, but like all I do is watch movies. Like,
same.
I'm up to like 125 for the year this year.
Oh my god.
Which we want to make a letterbox too. Would anyone want that? So we could like review everything on there, and then we could have a watch list of things that you guys can watch like with us.
Yeah, and we can like tell you like when we're gonna watch shit, and you can also comment like if there's something specifically that you want us to like talk about. Yeah, you know,
or if you just like completely disagree. Like,
because I do have a letterbox, and you have a letterbox too, but I think it would be cool if we had a movie show letterbox.
I know. Yeah. We really wanted Screen Queens, but there's like 2 bitches that are already doing it, like in Australia. So we're really sad about it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sad about it anymore because I love the movie show.
I think the movie show works.
Yeah.
Because this is a show. We're not going to put this on Spotify. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
At least not right now.
Yeah. We will not accept a pod we do not deserve.
I don't even know. Wait, a pod, you said? I was not following along at first, but that's
sorry.
Good. That was good.
Okay, so, I mean, are we going to give like a star rating for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Out of 5?
Out of 5, yeah.
I feel like I can give it 3.
Okay. I gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd. And I want to watch it again because I gave Pearl and X 5 stars. And that doesn't mean that they were 5-star quality movies, but they were 5 stars of fun and joy for me. Yeah,
I definitely feel that in terms of like rating shit, like I'm not rating it based off of like specifics of a movie and like you know movie criteria. It's more just like if I liked it or not and like how I felt about it, you know, and my feelings, it can come from a range of aspects. I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about that, like the movie watching experience, the crowd that I watched it, the day that I watched it, like how much weed I smoked before I went into the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a lot of factors.
Was I crying that morning and then like went to the movies immediately after? That makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Of course I'm gonna like it more.
Yeah.
After talking about it, has your opinion changed on how much you like the movie at all?
Your opinions, I'm like, it's probably a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
No, it's not a 5. But I think I could raise the rating a little bit.
I feel like I could raise the rating a little bit more on X. Like how you mentioned the fact that she was playing like 3 roles, and like also like the fact that it's like inspiring and how they went about like making it with a lower budget, and yeah, it's like it's possible to make a film and utilize what you have to make the most out of it.
Like I love shit like that. Like that, I left the theater after watching that like, dude, that is exactly what I want to do. Like a small budget, make the movie, get to be in the movie. Like what?
Dude, I actually like 2 years ago, I like wrote out like a short film kind of that was like a horror thing that I wrote out because it was like a brand that was gonna send me something. Anyway, it didn't happen. But the other day I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I like it just like keeps coming in my head like every couple months, and I'm like, I just need to actually make it. I think I'm gonna
have
do
a
it.
script like idea that I've had for like multiple years, and I've always thinking about it, and I still think it's good. So I'm like, if an idea stays good, we have to make something.
We have to make it. We will help each other make our films.
This is really our goal here. We're really just trying to find people to help us make a movie. We're like, we want to make a movie.
We need a recorder, money. Yeah. What was your favorite killing? Actually,
I mean, her friend, I don't even remember his name. Like, I really liked that scene because I felt like
it was the most 80s
store. Yeah, that was so sick. But I mean, the shot of her blowing her dad's head up.
I loved that. That was
that
good.
Was such a good shot.
Okay, and also the balls.
I
feel like the balls were honestly like I don't even think that was a kill. He didn't die.
No, but I thought that was like cunt.
Yeah.
I was like, no, she's not gonna kill you. She's like, try to kill me with no balls. No balls. You won't do it.
You got no balls.
She left him like that. She was like, last person that tried to kill me. I forget what else she said.
No, that was
she sent him a message.
She sent a message that he's gonna live with for the rest of his fucking life.
He'll never have children.
Never.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like scenery, the video store was definitely the best scene. In terms of prosthetics, definitely the head blown.
Yep.
That
and I loved, my cousin, I watched it with my cousin. She was like, I don't think she was fucking with it that much. But like when they showed her head prosthetic like on the bed for the movie, I was like, okay, but this is meta. Because no, they could have made it look better. They had the money to make it look better. But they made it look like an 80s head prosthetic. And I thought it looked so sick.
It looked so good. One. I would prefer it look like, because what's the alternative? They just use CGI to make it look as realistic as it does. And I feel like that looks worse.
It was practical effects, which I thought was it looked so sick.
And that's what I want. Like, that is what I wish movies continue to do. Movie quality, especially horror, looks so much worse now because they take all these shortcuts and use CGI and it looks so much better when they use real animatronics and they use real makeup and prosthetics. And I would rather they go that route. And to some people, like, it'll look like dated,
right?
But to me, it looks more real.
It's stylized.
Looks better.
It has a style. Like, it looks better. It's just more immersive. Like,
and it's
watching
more
a movie.
Artistic. You know,
when I'm watching CGI, I immediately clock the CGI and I'm focusing on that. Like, I'm like, ugh, this is like fake. Like, it's just hard for me to get into it. It's just not artistic. Exactly what you said.
I can't get into it either. It's only works when they use CGI to enhance prosthetics. That is what CGI should be for. It should be to make what they were already doing back in the day just like enhance, elevate. Yeah.
I don't know. They just need us on set. I don't know.
They need people with ideas and an actual movie taste. But I don't know. The people who are making movies these days, they have no background.
It's the studios too. This is literally why I'm so obsessed with 70s movies, because they were just letting these directors go buck wild. They were giving them like limitless money. Do whatever the fuck you want. Make a 3-hour movie that's like just talking. Like they just had the money and they were just artistic and just running free, just doing cool shit.
Yeah, now everything feels like very commercialized, and like movies that come out are like fucking radio songs.
It's blockbusters only.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, the only movies that do well are superhero movies. That's crazy to me. Because they're ass. Sorry.
There's some superhero movies. Well, I mean, Spider-Verse, that's different.
Yeah, I'm a super Spider-Man fan. I like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and anything.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. There is one movie that I watched last week though, and I was surprised of how much I liked it.
What?
It was Poor Things. Or Poor Thing with Emma.
You were surprised that you liked that?
I was surprised that it was a new film that was actually good. Yeah.
Yorgos Lanthimos is like a G though.
Who?
The director, Yorgos, he's like he's a Greek director. I watched like one of his first movies a long time ago. Like he used to make movies like in Greek. He made this really weird movie called Dogtooth. So I felt like I was kind of like grandfathered into like his weird style. It was so cool seeing it in English, because sometimes when you're watching a foreign film, you're like, you're not connecting with as weird as it is because you already just don't even know the language.
Yeah, and you're spending time reading.
Right, exactly. But I felt like when I was watching Poor Things, it was crazy because I watched it in the theater. The whole group I went with and everyone in the theater, no one was laughing. No one was having fun or joy at all.
Dude,
and I was like, this is made for me. I'm like, this is it, the aesthetics of it, the clothing, the jokes. Like it was so
like
good.
It was futuristic and like historic,
that
like at the same time.
Sick.
And Mark Ruffalo in this role, he fucking killed it.
He's a comedy
genius. Oh my god, it was so
hilarious.
funny.
Honestly, we could make a whole movie about that. I mean, a whole episode about that.
Honestly, I would be so down.
And Kinds of Kindness.
Because if we start talking about it right now, it's gonna be another 20 minutes.
I feel like we kind of ate MaXXXine up. Like, I don't know. I think we did that.
We did that. Like,
also, hopefully you can't clock that we just like put a bunch of concealer right over our eyebrows. Like, we're not drag queens. I don't know how to block my brows. Like, sorry.
We didn't really try that hard. I'm sure we could if we really, really wanted to.
It was just a soft. We soft ate.
But yeah, should we
outro?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the first episode of the movie show.
Let us know what did you think about the movie? What was your favorite? If you have an opinion, jot it down below. We would love to hear. We're open to everybody's experience.
Okay.
Bye.